Here at the Muscle Car Appraisal office, we've always had the theory that every car tells a story. So today's story is about a man named Brady. Oh wait, wrong video. Today's story is about a 1970 LS6 Chevelle. It's been in hiding for quite some time, but we're able to bring it to you today. So sit back and enjoy the ride. So here we are again to talk about this 1970 LS6 Chevelle. It had been in hiding for a while, but now the vehicle is out and it's actually for sale. As we mentioned, every car tells a story. So you're going to watch a video with a little bit of background about the car and a whole bunch of specifics about the car, the way it sits today. There'll also be some information about how the car was when it was born. So we're all going to sit back, enjoy the ride for this video. Speaking of sitting back and enjoying things, winter time is fast approaching and a lot of cars are going to go into hibernation for the winter. What better way to help us all get through the winter in these COVID times than to talk about your car? Feel free to reach out to us at mycaronmca@gmail.com. Send us some photographs, send us a little story, send us some background. We'll be happy to talk about your car. We could also make a video about your car. We'll be happy to reach back out to you and get some more specifics and collaborate and see what we can do about making your car part of our channel. So a little bit of background about today's video. Number one, our videos here at Muscle Car Appraisal are basically unedited. What you see is what you get. Generally a one-shot deal. And I'm human just like the rest of you, and I make mistakes. I might trip over words. I might have something that's a little bit of, has a little bit of inaccuracy in it, just like that. But we just roll with it. You'd be hard-pressed to find a channel that is more true and genuine and unedited like the Muscle Car Appraisal YouTube channel. A little bit of background about this car. It was in hiding for a while. It's now out. Its history is being investigated and revealed. Started life as a 70 LS6 4-speed, legitimate, with paperwork, including the Protecto plate. And then somewhere along the line, the original engine was removed and it was turned into a serious day 2 street car. 632 cubic inches from Scott Shafroff, a clutch-o-matic transmission, which very rare. A lot of people don't know about them, but boy did they work when they were right. And there's a whole bunch of other hardware on this car. Somewhere along the line, it got stashed in the basement of a bakery. And it was hiding there for quite some time and incredibly well preserved. Supposedly about 2 stories down in a basement. Humidity, virtually non-existent, temperature controlled, preserved this car tremendously well. So, let's get right to the video. Let the video tell you the story behind this car. Hope everyone is having a good day and hope you all enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hello again everyone, and welcome back to the Muscle Car Appraisal YouTube channel. Today we have a garage find. It wasn't in a barn. But we're going to call this another garage find 1970 LS6 Chevelle. It's a very low mileage, unrestored, unmolested car. Well, unmolested for the most part because it was made into a race car for the street, and it was done on a serious level. Factory paint. The original engine is with the vehicle. Paperwork is with it as well. So everything is verified and legit. White car, black vinyl top, black interior, black stripes. The code 10 paint is confirmed on the trim tag, also on the build sheet. The car is supposed to have black stripes. That's been confirmed on the build sheet as well. Factory wheels are not on the car, but they are available. This car was in storage for quite some time in the basement of a building and was just recently removed. And I've been contacted to inspect, evaluate, and legitimize the car. And so far, everything is absolutely spot on. But the only thing that's not here is the transmission for the car. Let's take a, see if we get a peek under the hood. What we're going to find here, I'm going to ask for a little bit of help. There we go. We're going to find a Scott Shafroff 632 cubic inch big block. Bit over 1,000 horsepower at the crank. So again, this was a serious street racing setup. Factory control arms still. Got a power brake booster. You can imagine with 632 inches and 1,000 horsepower, the engine doesn't make much vacuum. So hiding over in that corner is a vacuum reservoir for the power brakes. It's got a Holley Dominator carburetor. Aftermarket distributor setup and a whole bunch of other goodies. Some serious money and hardware into this build. The original water pump pulley is there. The part number and the code are correct. Power steering pump is original. That's been verified as well. Down there you can see a little shiny spot. I cleaned off the pad to get the Julian date off the steering box. Found that to be proper for the car. Tag came off of the wiper motor, but I have no doubts that that is original to the car. The cowl trim tag over here, we have a second week of March for a build, code 755 interior. There's going to be your black bench, 10B for paint. The 10 is going to be for the white, and the B is going to be for black vinyl top. And sure enough, car has a black vinyl top. Car's been in New York all its life. Have the Protecto plate in the original dealer paperwork. Car never wandered far from home, and it's still in New York. So there's your black bench seat interior. The seat belts are original. Let's take a look over here. It's upside down, but you have a '51K69, so the 51st week of 1969 for the production of this seatbelt from the Robbins company. And the other side I checked. It's a little newer than that one, but it is proper for the car. Now let's see if we can see behind the aftermarket tachometer. Sure enough, there's your 6,500 RPM red line, and it is a factory tach mounted with 3 screws. Factory, the U14 gauge package is in this car. AM radio, all your original heater controls are there. Dash pad is in great shape, not cracked, split, warped, anything like that. You got a complement of aftermarket gauges down there. And there's an automatic shifter. This was born a 4-speed car. It's got a pretty slick clutch-o-matic transmission in it at this time. Again, the original M22 is not with the car, and that was known up front. The dash has been cut to put a aftermarket oil pressure gauge down there to the right of the steering column, but that is a factory bezel. The headliner is still there, needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Back seat's in great shape. The lower section was with the car, was taken out because we found the build sheet for the car and it was underneath this. Carpeting is original. Just a real super solid car. Let's take a peek at headrests. And I bet you we're going to find the date on the stem. Turn this around here. This one's not dated. But I bet cash money that we'll find one on the other side. Let's put that back down. Take a walk back here. Inside the trunk, all virgin, never hit, never rusted, never rotted. Factory quarter panels. You can see a factory production stamp there. You have the proper spot weld here. You also have the factory plant stamp there. You have the proper Positraction decal there, proper jacking instruction there. You can see that there's no glue on the edges, which is proper. And here's something real interesting. Look at the stripes on this car. They don't line up. This is actually proper. The stencil for these was short and only on the lower part of the deck lid. From this point forward, all the way up, everything was masked by hand. So it's the same on both sides, and that is actually proper. Have the original factory pad on the rear bumper, and the original taillights are still in the car. Car's never hit, never rusted, never rotted, never painted. And we get a look down here. Just real solid quarter panels, both sides. Everything is great. So we're gonna satisfy my curiosity over here. This was a Baltimore built car, so you have your SS emblem on the door trim panel. Let's take this headrest out. Oh, look, that sure enough, you have a, get it in the light here. Let me get a good shot of that. It's a December 8th, 1969 date on this headrest. There you go, there's a good shot. So again, an original, nice operation. They slide right back down. Nice original, unmolested 1970 LS6 Chevelle. Car is for sale. Reach out to me for more to inquire. There'll be some additional contact information at the end of this video. Take a quick peek at some goodies here on the other side. You have your special induction hood. And again, your monstrous 632 cubic inch Scott Shafroth engine. Let's go find the original engine for this car. All right, everyone, here I am inside a trailer full of parts. This was a big clean out of the location where these cars came from. So here is the original block for the LS6 car. You can see it's a 512 block. You got
L17.9, which is December 17th of 69. The VIN derivative is over there on the block. You have the original distributor, which is another December of 69 piece, December 10th. You have the center section for the carburetor. Again, this car was taken apart, made into a hardcore street racing vehicle. The intake manifold for this car is over there. And this is dated December 29th of 1969. So there's this is a Christmas car, Christmas New Year's car. You want to flip that over, Paul, and we'll take a look at the proper part number here on the front. There you go. Proper 569 with the original water neck still on it. There's a bunch of sets of cylinder heads, and I've yet to confirm the actual proper ones, but they've got to be around here somewhere. Again, there's a whole slew of parts that came with this deal, and more things need to be gone through. Over here are the proper exhaust manifolds for this LS6 car. Both of them are here. They still have the air tubes in them. They are numbered properly. So, after we dig through boxes and stacks of parts, we pretty much have everything for this car, with the exception of the M22 manual transmission. There's alternators around here. There's the crankshaft for this engine is here. There's a full set of standard bore pistons. I looked inside the bores. They've been painted, but there's absolutely no ridge at all. Car's got 15,000 miles on it, so this engine was taken out and disassembled and preserved very early in its life. And again, there's all kinds of goodies. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to find the original fan, which should be around somewhere. There's multiple of those. And going to be like a big treasure hunt. Nothing better for a bunch of car guys to be doing, spending their day. We'll be back with another section to look underneath this car. Okay, let's take a look at the underside of this 70 LS6 Chevelle. You're going to see quite a bit of stuff that has to do with this car being a street race vehicle. There's all kinds of good stuff underneath here. Haven't determined as to whether or not the crank pulley is original, but it very well could be, because the water pump pulley is original, and so is the power steering pulley. You have the factory power steering box over here. Still has the right sway bar in it. Obviously, it's a disc brake car. Oh, let's see, we got some super duper headers, and obviously an aftermarket oil pan. That's an automatic transmission. I don't know if you're going to be able to see in there. Over there. Where'd it go? There's a clutch fork over here. So this is a clutch-o-matic. Serious business going on. You're going to put this car in first gear with your foot on the clutch, then you're going to launch. You're going to bang second and third gear, basically direct drive. Got a nice drive shaft loop. Got a couple Flowmasters over here. This has been confirmed to be the original 12-bolt rear end. You have your casting number 3959038. Over here, underneath that ladder bar, we disconnected it. And you have your CRW code for a 410 gear. You have a February 23rd build date letter B for Baltimore, and a number 2 for second shift. Have just zip tied that ladder bar up there for now, because ultimately that's going to come off the vehicle. You can see it's got a nice aluminum cover with stud girdle brace. Straight exhaust right out the back. Original gas tank is still in the car. What's really nice about it is it wasn't modified for the fuel system for the car. They never sumped it or cut any holes or anything. It's just good. The original rear valance, original rear bumper. That's the original born with pad with the recessed SS. The tail lights are the second style with the bubble in the lens. Factory quarters, floors, extensions, and everything else. Just a really, really solid car. Original drum brakes. With the low mileage, everything retains original floors, never rusted, never rotted. Fuel lines with all the original clamps. Got a couple extra lines in here for some of the street racing stuff, but the factory original stuff is there. Got a brake line running down the right side, again clamped properly. And back here, let's take a look. I scraped off the frame, and up there it's a, I don't know if you can see, it's a Paris frame, has the right part number, and a February 26th of 70 production date for the frame, and this is a second week of March car. So this is the original frame for this car. Never rusted, never rotted. You can see some big Mickey Thompson ET streets on the back of this thing. I'm going to make an assumption that more than likely this car saw some street duty down maybe on Long Island. Got some extra bracing on the upper control arms to protect from flexing. And some serious exhaust. So that's about it for the underside. Here's some paperwork documentation for this 70 LS6 car. That is the original verified build sheet for the car. An owner's manual, some packaging from the original selling dealer. The name there matches the name on the build sheet. And this car also has the Protecto plate up there. And some other paperwork that goes along with it. And happen to be using another 1970 Chevelle as a desk for this paperwork. This car is a 350 horse 396 car. So, has proper documentation, proper matching numbers. Car is for sale. Contact me through the website at mycaronmca@gmail.com, and we can go from there. Thank you very much.